I used to do all those adai and filmy things at home. That's the power of a film. It can gather people in an auditorium and then trigger their thought and change, take them into one direction. We get audition calls only when there are Goan characters in a particular film, and that too not really primary. So I'm Sobita Hurtekar. I'm from the dense forest of Satri Taluka. There is this one small village, Nanoda. I'm from there. But we shifted to the city long back for our education. And since then, the journey of acting and performing arts began. I think I can call myself more than just an actor. I think, a performing artist. Everything about performing art is something that I love. Before, I was just into theatre. Up till I think age 15, I was just all about theatre. There was no thought about screen acting. Although I always got fascinated with it. I used to do all those adai and filmy things at home. But it was always theatre, stage, and all those performances up till age 15 when I got to know that films are being made in Goa. And then I, like any other actor, my thought was all about, recognition, popularity, and filmy, and all of that, star, and all of that. But now, last 5, 6 years, it has changed. Like I watched this interesting this one documentary about Yash Raj films and how they began, and they were telling about how Chak De India film was made. So one fine day they saw that the news of women hockey team winning a tournament was published on a newspaper, but it was there in a small corner in some very insignificant kind of a part of the paper. And that's when they thought, how about they make a film on it so that it gets that popularity, that sport get popularity. And I saw that after that film, the women hockey team and the idea of hockey became so cool. So that's the power of a film. It can change, gather people in an auditorium and then trigger their thought and change, take them into one direction or a perspective. And so I realized that an actor, a character, like how you might be seeing many Geets in your girlfriends group, many Kabir Singhs in your colleges. So that's the power, that's an influence an actor has, a filmmaker have. You can change, bring about different change, trigger thought, put perspectives. So yeah, it is more than just the, of course, recognition and popularity is like cherry on top of the cake, but yeah. Actually, my entire family was into performing art. Like my dad was a major one. He was an author. He used to work in theatre. Unfortunately, he's not with us anymore. But so I have seen that all, since my childhood. Like I used to accompany my father, my mom, my brother, and my uncles to the stage, and I would be sitting sometimes in the auditorium, sometimes on those front chairs, or sometimes in green room, and I've seen it all. And another major aspect is that, so my father was a people's person, okay, and one fine day he decided to write a play in which all the characters, all the cast would be just the village people, nobody else. Like no professional actors, no trained actors, or nobody, known or popular one, just the village people. And I remember this scenario where my dad was made to sit on a chair on this one tea section junction in our village, and all the village people were sitting there on mats and listening to the script reading. And I was there. I witnessed that, and then I was also I've seen the rehearsals that with passionately my village people who are not really trained actors, but they would just listen and they did the part, and in fact they won the competition that they were preparing for. And every other day I used to see the newspaper news, or articles, or this Kala Akademi Sparda, my dad winning Best Actor and all of that. And I have seen him rehearse. I have seen him, practice his lines at home. And he would come back home at 3 a.m. and all, and then he would even sleep talk those dialogues, and yeah. So I have witnessed that passion in him. I have witnessed a person who was passionate about acting or performing arts rather, and I think that had a great impact on me, because after all, like all the daughters are very much influenced by their fathers, and yeah, so I was in awe of him, and yeah, so I think that's what led me go into his field. I have done Konkani feature films like Amuri, um, and then Connection by Chris Silva. Then I am a part of Hindi feature films like Loop Lapeta. Then there is this one which is yet to get released. I don't know, maybe hopefully this year, end of it. Then a couple of short films like Vagro, which went on to win many, be a part of many prestigious international festivals, like including Cannes. Then Peace Lily Sandcastle. Then now I'll be attending Mami Film Festival for a screening of my film called Leela, which is a short film, which is by the way in Konkani. Many people don't know about it. Yeah, so these are the films. Those 60 hours is like a limit, right? You're restricted to 60 hours in which you have to make a film. But our group, for some reason, we were very chill. We were relaxed, and the person who was doing the direction, he was the director, and he had a vision. He had an idea. Like he came up with an idea, and we, with all the laughters and jokes, and we kind of made a film. And we didn't have any expectation to like win it all, and there was no like competition spirit or stress ki okay, that group is doing this so we'll do this or something like that. No, there was no negative competitive, nothing was there, and it was just free flow of ideas, and creative people's united, and we just made something, and we happened to win most of the awards of that short film contest. And that's when I realized that the environment in which, or the camaraderie, the friendship, the team spirit in which you made an art form, it will thrive to be great, because I think vibes matter. The honesty or the feelings in which through which you've made a piece of art matters. So yeah, I realized that without thinking about the external aspects, if you do something in towards work, if you work towards an art form, it will that honesty, that genuineness, that positivity will reflect from your art too. I mean, as I said, we didn't expect anything, but we went on to win that particular contest. But after that, fortunately, one producer really loved the film, and he was like, "There's potential in this film, so let's take it ahead." And then the journey began. The film went on to be a part of Cannes Short Film Corner, then Rain Dance Film Festival, then Melbourne, then New York Film Festival, and many. It was also a part of IFFI's Indian Panorama, which is a very great category. All the films in India made in that particular year and which has that standard of that category gets selected. And Kokani film Magro was one of it. First of all, as soon as I get a script, I make sure that I read it when I'm absolutely free and not in parts but in one go. Because when you read a particular script, there's this image of that your character goes around in your mind, because we as human beings, we meet so many people on our day-to-day life. In our day-to-day life, we have traveled, we have met so many people, we have so many relatives, and whatever the characters around in our real life. So when I read a script, all these, in my dictionary of the characters in my head, all these come together and form one imaginary character, and I catch hold of that. And I think many actors do that. And then the next process is, what director wants. So I think it's a mixture of the character that I've created in my head and the character that my director is have vision. So both together, and then further, about all its detailing, how old that person is, then what, its past, its future, its present, everything. There are many folk art forms, and the village that I am from, there are like various rituals that, unknown and unseen rituals that happen there, with a lot of stories. And I've grown up among these stories. Like, I've seen storytellers and stories surrounding me. So I think that has influenced me a lot. Especially, I have made this one documentary on this ritual called Karauli, which is also very interesting, and I don't think many Goans also know about it, which I was actually surprised to know, because I thought, being in Nanoda, that everybody knows about it. But when I shifted to the city, I realized that we Goans are not really aware about our own things. Although Goa is very tiny, but we don't know what is happening in Dharbandhoda and what is happening in Kankan. So yeah, so these kind of folk rituals and stories surrounding it, the stories surrounding the rituals, I've grown up listening to those. So during Shigmo in Goa, in various places, different rituals take place. Like, there is something called Chorotsav, there is something called Sati Utsav, then there is something called Shisha Ranni in Kankon. So different things happen. Likewise, in Nanoda and surrounding villages in Sattari, Karaulio takes place. Karauli festival ritual takes place, where um, small children, boys, are made to dress in a women's attire, and they are worshipped as goddesses. And then they visit each house, and that's where they are worshipped, and whatever we do for a woman, Hoti Bharam and all of that. And yeah, it's a beautiful ritual. It has a different historical background, and it's basically a folklore, and folk does not have a solid story behind it. It is like its significance or its importance or stories that began this particular ritual changes from generation. It is because it is passed on verbally, right? From grandparents to their grandparents, to from their grandparents, so whatever. It's like a journey. So there are different reasons why that happened. Some say this particular reason, so others say this particular reason. So yeah, it's a documentary in which I have given a gist of all the, there are interviews of experts from villages, storytellers from villages, who are speaking about that particular ritual. So far I have played serious mostly, emotion wise, or emotional roles, or And I really, really want to play a comedy role, which I haven't played as yet, because that's the most challenging genre, as everybody says, all the actors. And I should not realize before, like, why do they say that? What's difficult in comedy? But yes, it is. There is a thin line between a joke written on a page and the joke that actually falls right in place. Like, a comedy is such a difficult genre where um, there is a rhythm, there are cues. If you miss one beat, then that joke might fall flat and it might come out as lame, or I'm saying it requires a lot of experience maybe, or a lot of training to ace that genre, because if you're playing a comic character, it might come across as exaggerated or overacting. And if you have to play a comic character and make it look natural, also, that's a huge challenge. And that those beats, that cue, the character balance, with the team, all these things are very difficult. I mean, there are a lot of things, there are a lot of technical things that I feel are needed in a comedy character, which is very much challenging, and I would love to play that in future. The crew, the people that be a part of the particular film, they are all like-minded, because we are all from this art form called cinema. So I think that like-mindedness is what is present, and therefore we are all in this field. So it automatically, naturally get us all together, and it's a every team, even if I'm talking about a film or a theater, every team is a beautiful bond that we get connected to. Like, I remember there was this one theater group. I felt very, very sad when it was the last day. It was our last show, and the fact that from today onwards I'm not going to meet them, I'm not going to rehearse with them, was very sad. So yeah, I mean, the like-minded people get together, and that's how the bond also gets created. Being in Goa, it's very scary, because I mean, in terms of this field, because hardly any auditions come by. I mean, come to Goa. We get audition calls only when there are Goan characters in a particular film, and that too not really primary. Whatever secondary roles or tertiary roles. So, and if I go and see outside Goa, then it's a big ocean, and we are just mere drops in it. And there is a huge competition in this particular field, and there are people fellow actors I've known who have given like 300 to 400 auditions, and that's when it even becomes scary, because being in Goa, I know that I have hardly given eight auditions, so 408. So it's like a huge difference. So I mean, it's the process of creating opportunities for yourself. I mean, back in time, as they say, I mean, before COVID, I guess, you had to physically be at certain places and find, struggle and find auditions for yourself, and meet people and make contacts or all of that. And post COVID, I think social media has been active to such an extent that you can actually create opportunities for yourself by making these, showing your presence on social media. So if I'm not auditioning for something, or if I'm not trying for a film, I think I do the other side. I use my social media as a opportunity builder for myself. So that's how I make, keep the balance to maintain my spirit. See, for a singer, their voice is the power, the tool. For a dancer, the body. Likewise, For an actor, everything, the voice, the body, the mental health, everything is important. And if we don't keep, take care of that major tool, then what's the point? So I try my best to maintain both physical and mental health. I work out, I read books, I meditate, I do yoga, and anything and everything that will add to the power. I try to do it. I would say, I mean, from what I have experienced, it's good to have in this particular field. I mean, of course, it is lovely if you have the luxury to totally immerse yourself in this field, and you have that support, that positivity around, and that those that context and all of that. Then, well, immerse yourself. But if you are someone who have lot of things on plateau, there are a lot of things you have to think about, then it's better to have something besides this field. Because I believe, when your art becomes your survival, or art have a desperation to earn from it, then the art does not loses its purity. When you are not, when you're I've realized then that this field of art was different for me when I was a student. I was studying, I was a student, and I was doing this. It was like a nice balance. But when now I am no more a student, I am just an artist. It's difficult, And at this point, I feel that there should be more things that I need to keep myself busy into when this is not working. So I feel that it's good to have many things as backup if you want to thrive in this field, so that this field does not become a desperate need, or to earn from this, or maybe it doesn't become the only survival. Because when an art becomes survival, it your art have its effect, and which is something you don't want. So yeah, I think having more than just one thing is something I would promote. Hi, I'm Sobita Gurdarkar. I'm an actress, and thank you for watching me on It's Goa.